to this Monday, October the 9th edition of the Ringside Report. I am Ryan Young. One's supposed to be joining me on the phone is the king of controversy, Anthony Smootty. He's not answering his phone, so hopefully we'll get him within this 15-minute show. If not, then we'll hear from him on Wednesday. Okay, let's start the show off by recapping recapping Impact that took place last Thursday. Show started off with Eli Drake coming out to the ring along with the Chris Adonis coming out and pretty much saying that of course he is the champion, and Jim Cornette sent him all over the world. He was in Mexico. Now this upcoming week he's going to be in Japan defending his global title. So we're going back and forth and saying that there's no one left for him to face. Well, then eventually it comes out that then Eli Drake tells Chris Adonis, you know what, he's off, so's Johnny Impact. So you know what, Chris Adonis is going to have a match, and it was against Garza Jr. Garza, a very good match, but in the middle of it, we saw Johnny Impact come out. He then gets, and then they break that up, but it is, and then Johnny Impact attacks Chris Adonis, and therefore it was a no contest. But next week on Impact, or this week on Impact, it'll be Garza Jr. versus Johnny Impact. The winner will get Eli Drake on November 5th at Bound for Glory. OVE, Ohio versus Everyone, gets a victory. They are currently the Global Force Wrestling Tag Team Champions. Sienna comes out and says, which was live, but says, hey, guess what? I'm going to be the inductee this year for the Hall of Fame. Gail Kim comes out and says that's not happening. She wants an opportunity. Taryn Terrell comes out and says she wants an opportunity for the Knockouts title. And then Allie comes out. She says she deserves an opportunity to get a championship match. Karen Jarrett comes out as kind of the leader of the Knockouts. She comes out and says, you know what? It is going to be Sienna defending her Knockout title at Bound for Glory against Gail Kim and Taryn Terrell and Allie. So it'll be a fatal four-way at Bound for Glory November 5th from Ottawa, Canada. So Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. So that is the first match announced and booked for Global Force Wrestling's first pay-per-view, and of course the biggest pay-per-view of the year, of course, for TNA. Trevor Lee, Andrew Everett, and Caleb Conley lose to Sanjay Dutt, Petey Williams, and Matt Sydal. Then Tiano and Phantasma, Team AAA, defeat Team GFW, or Team USA, James Storm and EC3. I'm kind of confused here in a couple of sense. First, Trevor Lee and Andrew Everett a while back weren't even friends. Now they're tag team partners. And same with James Storm and EC3. I don't know if they're trying to make this clear cut that okay, they're doing it for their country. I'm not really sure where they're going with that, but I think it's I think it's dumb to have such a recent heel turn by EC3 now to take that away from them, and now they have them two going against now teaming up together. But then LAX announced that they're going to be their match at Bound for Glory is going to be a 51-50 street fight. I'm not really sure what their match is or who it's against, but I'm sure we'll find that out soon. So Impact, overall, I think pretty good. They're in the stretch run, less than 30 days away, less than a month away from their biggest show, of course, Bound for Glory, Sunday, November the 5th, from Ottawa, Ontario. Of course, the same night as SSW, but of course, we'll have coverage here. And I believe we'll be outdoors the week before. We'll be outdoors 2 weeks in November, 1 week for Bound for Glory, and then of course the 1 week for the week before Survivor Series as well. So it'll probably be our final times on the patio for Ringside Report, because of course we won't be out there for Royal Rumble, and not sure if we'll be out there the week before WrestleMania, because that would be our final week being able to do shows in here. So it'll be a chance to say goodbye to the Studio One patio. Okay, that's Impact, and of course we'll preview next week's, but won't be able to recap because we are off next week, and we'll have an announcement a little bit later on in the show about what you're going to be able to see while we're off. We're taking time out here on the Ringside Report. When we come back, we're going to preview Raw for tonight. That is from the Bankers Line Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, Indiana. That's next on the Ringside Report. On this date in 2006 was the debut of Kurt Angle. Of course, he announced his debut in 2006 at No Surrender, then eventually he would be there and have, I think, a very good run, obviously, in TNA and Impact Wrestling, and of course now back home where he belongs in WWE as the general manager, and of course was inducted into the Hall of Fame last year, WrestleMania weekend. So I think he had a very good run, and I think hopefully will he have another match? I hope it's at WrestleMania. I hope it's in New Orleans. I'd like to be the opportunity to be there to see possibly one more match. Maybe that's leading to the Kurt Angle, and I thought we were going to maybe see that in Survivor Series maybe, but it don't seem like that's the case. But we'll see if we'll ever get one more Kurt Angle match. I think we will, and we'll see if they'll save it for the grandest stage of them all. Okay, now let's preview Raw tonight from the Bankers Life Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, Indiana. Should be big. Of course, we're getting closer to Hell in a Cell. No, we're not. Hell in a Cell was last night. We're getting closer to TLC. TLC usually a December pay-per-view, right before we're shifting into the new year before the Royal Rumble. But this year it's a Raw exclusive pay-per-view. It'll be coming to you October the 22nd from Minneapolis, Minnesota at the Target Center. So I think right now what you're looking at, of course, the way Raw ended last week, and that was the 3 Shield members in the locker room kind of looking at each other saying, okay, let's do this. So that's the question, I think, going into tonight's Raw from Indianapolis. I think, are we going to get the opportunity to see the Shield reunite? It's probably something that wouldn't happen till the end of Raw. And then, of course, because, of course, you got Miz, and then you got the B.A.R, which is Cesaro and Sheamus, having really kind of going at it with and attacking the Shield. So all 3 members. So possibly we are going to get a Shield reunion. Now, I think right now it kind of takes away from Roman Reigns a little bit, don't you think? Of course, after everything he just did, the B.A.R was just past him by John Cena at No Mercy. Now all of a sudden, just a week ago, and now all of a sudden he's going back into the Shield. Now I'm sure this is just a one-time thing. We're only going to see this probably going in up to and through TLC, and then this is probably going to be over with, which is fine. But I just think it's a bad jip for Roman Reigns. And I know they're trying to find things for him to do until he officially probably gets the title at WrestleMania. So I think now you got to figure out, I mean, they're probably, like I said, they're wasting time. I mean, they probably got this pay-per-view, Survivor Series, and maybe one more in this year. And then you start building him to the Royal Rumble, and you start building him to really get an opportunity to chase Brock, which I think will be probably your main. And they said it, I think even before WrestleMania, I think they might have said it WrestleMania weekend last year, that, or this year, that Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar was already going to be the headliner for WrestleMania 34. So, it's interesting, but I still think there's going to be some twists there, and we'll see if that is the case. I mean, the B.A.R is being passed to Roman Reigns, but I think this is actually down. Yes, it's good and all, it is. It's very good to get a chance to see the Shield come back together, but I think it's a downgrade for Roman Reigns. He's finally solidifying himself as the top guy, and he goes back to where he began. It's exciting, but we'll see what happens after this. But I think it's big for the Miz, it's big for the B.A.R, and we'll see how far else that goes. But I think it should be exciting, and of course, tremendously big. So I think that is so it should be exciting. So I think that's really where we're at with Monday Night Raw, and I'm sure we'll find out some more details as well. Maybe we'll find out, of course, some TLC matches. I'm not sure if Brock Lesnar's scheduled to be on this show. Maybe they're going to find out who's going to face him at Survivor Series. I don't know. We'll find that all out tonight, 7 p.m. Central on the USA Network. We're going to get time out here on the Ringside Report. We're going to preview Smackdown. It's the fallout from Hell in a Cell. That's next on the Ringside Report. Happy birthday to Stevie Richards. Remember, of course, I saw a meme the other day, which made me laugh. A meme of a picture of, you know, when Right to Censor, which was a group of Stevie Richards and Paul Buchanan and The Good Father, formerly The Godfather, Ivory, always wanting WWE to be censored and none of the boobs and all that. But all of a sudden, you look 20 years, 15 some years later, and they got what they wanted. So it's like, you look and watch WWE and realize Right to Censor was right, and they won. So, interesting. So happy birthday to Stevie Richards. Couple of notes. It was announced over the NXT tapings last week, and this is big news, and I'm excited for it. NXT TakeOver Houston, we are going to get to see the return of War Games. Now, of course, a lot of you folks might not remember War Games, which was for WCW. Look up if you have the network, WW Network. It was War Games. It was 2 rings and I believe 2 guys started, and every, like, might have been 5 minutes or so, another guy would come into the ring. It'd be, I think one year they did 3 teams. They might have always did 3 teams. But this will be a 6-man tag between Undisputed Era, which is Adam Cole. Then, of course, you got Red Dragon, which is Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly, against Roderick Strong and the Authors of Pain. So they're going to be doing that at NXT TakeOver Houston, which is the night before Survivor Series. That is absolutely phenomenal news. I love it. They're bringing back, of course, Starrcade. They're coming back for a house show. But it's nice to see this stuff. It's great. And looking forward to getting a chance to see that. Again, that is the night before. That is the Saturday and then Sunday for Survivor Series, the weekend before Thanksgiving. So check that out. And, of course, like to announce, of course, we are honoring Liver Cancer Awareness Month, which is the same as also Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Ringside Report goes green for this month. We kind of put our final 100 aside, even though we still honor all of the we still have the moments and all that. But the reason I do this is for my aunt, who a year ago had a liver transplant and beat liver cancer. And I'm honored to, I believe Thursday, I'm going to be going to her place and doing an interview with her. That interview will air a week from today. We were off next week, but we will have the week from today. That interview I will be posting on our page and on my Facebook page. So with my Aunt Jan, a year later, and gonna get an inside look on that Liver Cancer Awareness Month. I'm honored to do this interview. I cannot wait for you people to be able to see her side of it. I'm looking forward to it, and to get you in depth a little bit of how that does. A year after should be very informative. So I'd like to thank again to my aunt. I believe we're gonna tape that on Thursday. And then we will air that on Monday while we're off. Okay, now let's preview Smackdown. Of course, it's going to be from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Should be good. It's going to be the fallout of Hell in a Cell. The questions we have, we're taping this before Hell in a Cell happened. So the question is, did Shane McMahon jump off the cell? Obviously, he probably did, because that's all he ever does. But did Shane McMahon win? Is Kevin Owens, now of course rumor has it Kevin Owens might be shifting over to Monday Night Raw. So did he win? Or did he lose and he's going to get kicked off of Monday Night, or off of SmackDown, and go back over to Monday Night Raw? So I mean, them are the questions you got to answer. Also, was Shinsuke and Nakamura able to win the title, or is Jinder Mahal still your WWE champion? But you also got the other Hell in a Cell match, the New Day defending their tag team titles against, I think, the team that's having such amazing promos, and that is the Usos, because the titles have been going back and forth and back and forth. Who's the victor? And then also, you have, let's see, we got the card right here. Bobby Roode against Dolph Ziggler. I think that's almost obvious who won that. Well, Dolph Ziggler kind of in a tailspin. Women's title, Natalya getting a chance against Charlotte. You have Rusev and Randy Orton, which I'm not really excited about at all. And then you got AJ Styles, Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin, of course, lost his Money in the Bank when he cashed it in. So was he able to get the United States title? So should be exciting as the fallout from Hell in a Cell. And then I think they build, and so does Raw will build in a couple of weeks, be closer to probably the third, maybe even the fourth of the big four. That is Survivor Series. So should be exciting. That'll be tomorrow night USA Network. That's going to do it for this Monday edition. Preview for Wednesday, we are going to have a Hell in a Cell wrap-up. We'll have the full results and also update you on the standings to see where we're at. Of course, the loser, me and Tony, will have to walk down Bourbon Street WrestleMania weekend. On our final episode, we will have it on there. Should be interesting. Also, we'll have a recap Raw and preview Ring of Honor, NXT, and Impact. So that's all coming up on Wednesday. Hopefully Tony joins us. Again, it's Monday. It's okay. We're in our final 100. But geez, Tony. I'm sure I'll get a text out of us. Oh, I'm sure he's sleeping. It's okay. It's early. But thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. Everyone have a great Monday. For the King of Controversy, I'm Ryan Young, saying thank you for watching the Ringside Report, your front row seat to all things wrestling.